Welcome to Pace Studio on the Road. We're live above the Brooklyn Folk Festival right now at St. Anne's Church in downtown Brooklyn with Piedmont Bluz acoustic duo. Ben, Valerie, thank you so much for being here, man. You guys have sounded wonderful so far. I can't wait to share what you do with everybody.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, indeed. So we're going to hear 4 songs today. 2 of them are recorded on the 2017 album Country Blues Selections. One of them is on the 2019 album Ambassadors of Country Blues, and we're going to hear also one that you have not recorded yourselves. And so what is coming up first today?
Well, we're going to start off with a song, well, it's a tune, it's an instrumental, by Sylvester Weaver. He was from Kentucky, and Sylvester Weaver was the very first guitar player to make solo blues guitar recordings. And this is one of his earliest pieces. It's called Guitar Rag. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Ben. You sound great together. And in case there's any of our audience who's just now becoming familiar with your music on this live stream, can you talk a bit about what the mission is of Piedmont Bluz Acoustic Duo and some of the educational opportunities and workshops that you have been able to provide over the years in order to preserve this music?
Oh, sure. Thank you for that question. Our mission is to sort of help preserve the early blues musicians and the music that they played so that they don't just get forgotten. A lot of times people cover the early blues songs and they sort of lose track of where it originated. And this is music that originates in the African American community, and we try to keep that in the forefront. We try to present the songs in the context of either the artist or the time frame, just something to give it a little more connectivity from the past to the present. And in terms of workshops, well, we really enjoy teaching at the Davis and Elkins College in West Virginia. It's the Augusta Heritage Center, and they have a 1-week session every summer where people come from all over, and the students and the teachers, we all live together, we eat together, we learn together, we dance together. It's a wonderful time. And then on the West Coast, a very similar thing happens in Port Townsend at the Port Townsend Acoustic Blues Festival. And that's also, I think that's like the first week in August. And we've enjoyed playing there and teaching there as well.
Well, thank you very much for joining us here in St. Anne's Church, where we are warm and dry and not affected by that thunderstorm that just started just now, right on time. It sounds tremendous, and we really appreciate you being here, especially on show day. Your set is at 5 o'clock downstairs in the church.
Yes, looking forward.
Yeah, we are too. And what do you feel like playing second today here?
We're going to stay in this tuning, and for the guitar nerds, I'm in open D tuning. We're going to play a song now by Reverend Robert Wilkins. He was from Mississippi, and he wasn't always a reverend. He played secular music before he became a reverend, and this song is from his secular repertoire. It's called That's No Way to Get Along. And interestingly, he used the melody of this song after he became a reverend for another song called Prodigal Son.
So, and we're not going to do that one today because it's very long.
It never ends. It never ends. So we're going to play That's No Way to Get Along.
Made of rock or stone, and that's
enough, Mom, to make your son wish that he was dead and gone. Enough to make your poor son wish he's dead and gone. Enough to make your poor son wish he's dead and gone. And that's no way for me to get along. Well, I stood on the road, Mom, and I cried alone, all by myself. Stood on the road and I cried all by myself. Stood on the road and I cried all by myself. And that's no way for me to get along. I'm going home, sit right down, tell my mom. Going back home, sit down and tell my mom. Going back home, sit down and tell my mom. And that's no way for me to get along. Thank you. And there's the
you.
rain.
Yeah, man, that sounds like hail almost.
does sound
Yeah,
like
I don't know
hail.
how much, if the internet can hear it or not, but it was a delightful end for me. I mean, right on that rolling thunder plus whatever's hitting the tin roof over there. We got a chance to talk a little bit offline about your backgrounds. Ben, I know that you were born in Trinidad, and Valerie, you're a New York native, and you've connected over this Piedmont music. I'm hoping that you can trace for us a little bit of the lineage back from the original Piedmont blues players to maybe the revival players to your mentors, and how you find yourself in possession of this knowledge.
Well, although I'm a native New Yorker, my roots are in the South. My mother's family is from Virginia, which is at the northern end of that Piedmont region, and my father's people come from the southern end of the Piedmont region, which is Georgia. So I've got the whole region covered, I guess you could say. But some of the earliest practitioners of the style that I play in, which is that Piedmont style of fingerpicking, would be people like, I think of Elizabeth Cotton and Etta Baker as being some of the earliest. And of course, they were known to my mentor, John Cephas, who was a great country blues musician from Washington, D.C. And then I was able to study with him for a good amount of years, and he brought my playing along. So there's that path from the 20s to the 50s and 60s and up until now.
Excellent. Well, we really do honestly appreciate you being here. We're always happy to use this platform to amplify the voices of people who are saying important things and teaching and preserving and everything of that nature. So thank you for doing this. And I know that there's a lot more coming up. There's some music to be played with the percussion duo between you and the hail hitting the windowsill right now. So what do you feel like doing third today?
Well, we were just talking about that Piedmont style, so we'll play something by an unlikely practitioner of the Piedmont style. And I'm referring here to Mississippi John Hurt. And I say unlikely because Mississippi is not the area, not the region known for this style of playing, but yet he was right in that pocket. So we're going to play one of his wonderful pieces. This is a song called Payday. Gonna take you to your mama payday. Payday. Payday.
Thank you very much. We got a chance to talk, a great chance to talk offline. Actually, it was wonderful to have 90 minutes with you before this started, to actually get to know each other a little bit. That was a luxurious amount of time.
We got here nice and early.
Yeah. And I got to know a little bit about those washboards. I would like to know more about those washboards and what they mean to you, how they came into being.
Well, Valerie wanted me to join her on stage, and she kept placing instruments all around the house. And I didn't really take to any of them, maybe the harmonica a little bit. And I came back from a trip with a washboard as a joke. You know, I said, "This is what I'm gonna play with you." And she said, very softly, "Look up Bluz washboard and figure it out." And the following week, she had me at an open mic playing a washboard. So the joke was really on me.
Yeah.
And since I'm an artist, and I said, I have to play this odd instrument now, I'm going to make it look good. So I started designing my own line of washboards. And, you know, they can be very extravagant in terms of design. A lot of wood carvings I place into my board, faces, animals, you know, whatever. The person who I'm creating the board for, I add their personality into the washboard that I'm making. So, so that's how I started with the washboard.
Could you, before you put that guy down, could
Yes.
you display it to that camera over there straight up? Yeah, so we can really see it. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
This is a brass washboard. It's a vintage washboard from probably the late 1800s. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Nice. Well, thank you for sharing all of the knowledge. And before we get into the next one, excuse me, I did also want to take the opportunity to talk about some of the contemporary artists that you feel are carrying the torch and teaching people and performing this music. And I guess it's actually even a broader question than that. It's not necessarily a Piedmont style centric question, but just some of the contemporary artists who you've been really impressed with recently.
Well, there are so many. Right here locally, where we are right now, you've got people like Hubby Jenkins and Jerron Paxton. You go a little further south and you've got folks from the Archie Edwards Blues Heritage Foundation, that their mission is to helped preserve this style of playing. And you've got people like Miles Spicer and Jackie Merritt and Risa Gibbs and so many others. You've got Phil Wiggins down there, Eleanor Ellis, Rick Franklin.
Jeffrey Seals,
Jeff
plays his mean
Seals,
harmonica.
Mark Per Year.
Yes.
That's here on the East Coast. We're kind of like naming friends, people that we've played with and that we know super well. And their hearts are really into keeping all forms of acoustic blues music growing and evolving from one generation to the next. There are just so many other people, but those are a few.
I like that answer very much. Thank you for the list. I mean, that is the reason why I ask this question, so I get a list of new artists when I watch this video back to go check out and really dive in deeper. So we appreciate you doing what you're doing here right now, and there's still one song left to be shared with our audience. What do you feel like doing fourth today?
Well, we're going to end with, I think, an appropriate song by Lightnin' Hopkins. This is a song called Needed Time. It's I think one of the only gospel pieces that was in his repertoire. And so we think that it has a great message for the current times. Jesus, will you come by here? Oh, Jesus, will you come by here? Jesus, will you come by here? Now is a needed time, oh, now is a needed time. Jesus, will you come by here? Even if you can't stay long, oh, even if you can't stay long, even if you can't stay long, now is a needed time, oh, now is a needed time, even if you can't stay long. Pray for you to come by here, I'm praying for you to come by here. Jesus, won't you come by here? Now is a needed time, right now, Lord, is a needed time. Pray for you to come by here. Now is a needed time, right now, Lord, is a needed time. Now is a needed time. Come if you don't stay long, Lord, come if you don't stay long. Jesus, won't you come by here? Down on my knees and praying, I'm down on my knees and praying. Jesus, won't you come by here? Jesus, won't you come by here? Oh, Jesus, won't you come by here?
This has
Thank
been
you.
a total pleasure. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Ben. You sound wonderful together. Have a great show this afternoon, 5 o'clock
Thank
at the
you.
Brooklyn Folk Fest here at St. Anne's Church, which we are above right now as we speak. Thank you for playing through the hail and the thunderstorm. That was a total delight.
And thank you so much for having us.
All right. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye-bye.